17 of the Smiling Whiteness, the poetry of David Smith. The weeds grow back. I've decided to share that which has not been developed, meaning there is no prior thinking to these ideas. The source is emptiness. In fact, currently there is nothing to share. When the flowers blossom, then they will be there. I have a poet master is a triumph. To have a poet master is a triumph. To sit at his table and drink from his cup is to drink an ocean of bliss. Drinking from his cup is literal. I am not a symbolic poet. It is kind of God. It is kind of God to make the symbolic couple literal. Every day it seems the garden needs hoeing and the weeds grow back. Can the garden go 3 or 5 days? What happens in 2 weeks? If only my love would grow like the weeds. Inside is a kernel of knowledge waiting to sprout. Life is a mystery. Man is in search of the truth. The lucky few get magic words. The magic words open the door. Magic words burst open the kernel of knowledge. The seeds are planted. Then the weeds grow back. What man thought was the completion of the journey was only the beginning. Master poets leave a trail of words like rocks in the garden. Both flowers and weeds grow up around the rocks. The blind gardeners cannot see the difference, but can smell the flowers. They walk in a garden of ideas. The poet has a license to walk on the rocks, cutting through the center, but that is both straight and not straight. How do you draw a perfect circle freehand without guidance? Can a juggler do it? The juggler's ball flies in an ellipse. If the weeds be gone, would you have plump tomatoes? Can you have honey with weeds? Who is the master herbalist in the garden? Does he have wings? This poem is a weed. I kind of like that one. That's funny. The repetition of the waves, the repetition of the waves. Following the arrival of the moon rock, Mr. Crow came with Birdie. Birdie the seagull had already created havoc. It is just another reminder. Why the same coo? Are his genes like every other crow? It's hungry, driving. Is hunger driving them? These birds will take an opportunity to plunder. Ancient creatures, once dinosaurs, now models of efficiency, flying rats. While the waves seem to create satisfaction and serenity, the lifeguards chatter. Latin girls giggle like gulls. Are the waves meditative? The mind shatters needlessly, beyond necessary. I stop listening to the waves and immerse myself in the waves. My ocean flippers bend with the waves. 2 geese come to join me. With the roll of the waves, all the kinks in my back are gone with the help of the juggling balls and soccer ball. Is there anything else to go? Any sharps and flats to hit? The breeze finally blew in with this breezy point lady. Salt crusted over with sand, the waves are a music. There seems no need to hear another. Bliss in the sand, bliss in the salt sand, wind and radiance. It turns out the beach was never as far away as we thought. Same water is flowing right under our feet, the same wind blowing. Bliss is in the making of it. The cool air is like kindness, the heat like cruelty. The repetition of the words echo in my cell structure and ring all the way across the universe. June 15, 2014. Beach poem, mystic poem. Probably beach in Westport. I am suspicious of the poems that don't write themselves. Hmm. Hmm. I'm suspicious of the poems that don't write themselves, even though they may be inspired. Why the hesitation? What is wrong with them? The longing or the absolute seems to linger about and haunt the mystic. Something has to be done, as if nothing is any good unless seen from way above. Nothing is good enough. Everything should be better if it is to be right. Then it would just have to be left on the fire to smolder. How high must the flames go to burn up the self? Every day I start fires, hoping to burn up all the noise. In the long search for quiet to become the motionless man. It is a strange world we live in. Everywhere everyone is in motion. But the goal of life is to be motionless. Or is that just my perception? The embers and ambers falling out of the fire and popping and crackling noise even from the fire. Rumi says, light up the fire within your soul. Burn up these thoughts and words. From head to toe, Masnavi. To light the fire, you need the firewood of Persian words. I lock down my brain in Urdu, Persian, and Punjabi. Stumbling on one word at a time, I fall into a dream. It only takes a single line to trip. That's the beauty of the hemistitch. In 4 beats, followed by 2, then 3, then 2 and 2, I fall off the earth. 4, 2, 3, 2, 2. I cross 5 rivers and then swim in a lake. The waves of the ocean roar in my ear. A song is being sung. Why generate thoughts when you can generate notes? Crazy Beethoven was a note generator. So crazy he even scared the oxen with his notes and caused trouble on the farm. Slow airs with grace notes on every note tell a tale of love, Rumi says. Listen as this reed pipes its plaint, unfolds its tale of separations cut from my reedy bed. My crying ever since makes men and women weep. I like to keep my breast carved with loss to convey the pain of longing once severed from the root. Thirst for union with the source endures. I raise my plaint in any kind of crowd in front of both the blessed and the bad, for what they think they hear me say. They love me. None gaze at me. My secret's to discern. My secret is not separate from my cry. But ears and eyes lack light to see it. Not soul from flesh, nor flesh from soul are veiled, yet none is granted leave to see the soul. Fire, not breath, makes music through the pipe. Let all who lack that fire be blown away. It is love's fire that inspires the reed. It's love's ferment that bubbles in the wine. The reed, soother to all sundered lovers, its piercing modes reveal our hidden pain. What's like the reed, both poison and physic, soothing as it pines and yearns away. The reed tells the tale of a blood-stained quest, singing legends of love's mad obsessions. Only the swooning know such awareness. Only the ear can comprehend the tongue, and our sadness time slides listlessly by. The days searing itself inside us as they pass, but so what if the days may slip away, so long as you, uniquely pure, abide? The reed song. Mysteriously enough, the opening lines of the Masnavi tells the whole tale of the entire Masnavi. The master's words, worth repeating, give a purpose to the iPhone. Where was I when Rumi came into the picture? Now I'm lost again. All is lost and continues to shrink. Soon it will be gigantic and wear a huge turban. Walk Walking on gigantic gaps in time. In these gigantic gaps, time is stopped, and our emergence from these stop gaps is a rebirth. With 300 Sikh swordsmen I guard the pass, and on with almost continuous battle every thought passing through is chopped viciously to pieces. Thus peace is achieved. After becoming masters of long time, we can become fit to see the king. It is ecstasy that stirs the pot and creates bubbles. To heal the body, be gone from it. It likes you to be gone. Even the donkey needs a rest. All the world is in need of rest. I once was a sad fisher boy, but when the king rode by, all my sadness went away. Now I am a boy, thief, stealing from Attar, Rumi, and any other rich person. In the future, I will mull over my poems until they are perfect. But what is perfect? I thought everything was perfect, thus I am confused. But I need not worry about it, because when Darshan sits on the throne, my verses line up like willing slaves. That's a long poem. End of part 17. It's actually got it includes the reed song of Rumi. Rumi's in there. Reading from Smiling Whiteness, the Poetry of David R. Smith, part 17.